Hello and welcome to a Smurd P video, and out of the blue, Transformers Volume 6 War's End. And by end, this truly is the IDW end, other than Transformers Last Bot, which I think was their last hurrah. And I'll be honest with you, I thought that was part of the same series. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe it was just their goodbye message, I'm not sure, but if it is part of the same message, and as far as I'm aware, this is the last volume, unless I've done everything incorrectly all this time. It seems bizarre. Now we've got Devastator, clearly what looks like he's holding the Matrix, and then down here you got a shadow of Bots looking up on there. So I really actually like the look of this cover. And on your back, it even says the final showdown. So this is it. So IDW, I'm not sure whether they knew they only had a little bit of time left when they started this. I think they started this, what was it, 2019, if I remember rightly, 2018, 2019, I can't remember, when they ended the world before. And I'm not sure if they knew that they only had a little bit of time and they wanted to tell what they thought was going to be a good story, or whether they actually thought the reboot was needed. They lost their way, I don't know, and they decided that they wanted to tell Transformers from a different perspective, not later, 4 million years later. They wanted to tell it near the beginning. So what does this collect? This collects issues 37 to 43 of Transformers. Transformers War End 1 to 4, and Transformers Fate of Cybertron. And then we've got what looks like to be a combiner up there, and Transformers shooting it. It looks like, it reminds me of, do you know, like the Walking Dead covers where they would have, you know, like some of the characters, and they'd be, that's what this cover sort of reminds me of. Trust me, I have no idea if it's the same artist or not. And so let's try and have a closer look inside. So this is a nice hardback. And let me try and get my camera to capture it all. So this over here sort of tells you who is writing what. So you got Brian Ruckley, then you got who the artists are, etc., etc. So there we go. So I think, yeah, Brian must write it all. There we go. So let me just try and adjust my camera a little bit to get a better angle for you, if possible. So you got the covers this side, and then you got the art this side. So I'm actually, there we go. Apologies for that. So, like I said, I have no idea what's going in here. I have not been reading these individually. So I'm just going to be jumping into this at some point and reading it and finding out how this ends. I guess the biggest thing for me is, obviously I've still got Phase 3 of IDW still being released very slowly. I guess I'm not sure, as a comic fan, if Transformers has been picked up by somebody else has got the license for that. I really actually don't know. So if you know, folks, give me a holler and let me know what I should be looking out for. I'm not aware of any changes. Bear in mind, I don't probably actively look for Transformers comics, if I'm being honest with you. These are more of an afterthought for me. I enjoy them, I love them, but they are not my main collection. So I don't actively grab individual comics. So I'd be interested in who does pick up that license. And I perhaps would consider doing individual reviews of Transformers. I mean, I was a big fan of that Beast Wars series, Beast Wars run, and I was really gutted when IDW lost that, because I really liked that Beast Wars run. And I feel like I would have enjoyed that story going on for a lot longer. I was well invested in that story. So I was a bit gutted how that ended. I hope that gets a couple of hardcovers, by the way. I would buy those hardcovers. Like I said, I really enjoyed that run. And I hope that somebody else who does pick it up actually appreciates that Beast Wars run and actually carries that on. So as you tell, big Beast Wars fan. So if Beast Wars is there, whoever gets the license, I'm in for sure, definitely. So, and here are some other covers. I guess my biggest thing with this that I'm really disappointed about, in terms of this being the final book, that there are no sort of finale statement. So, you know, when you get a comic finish, the writer usually says about, you know, why they loved it so much, etc. But from this, you know, fair enough, the comics may have had it, but this is a book I would have felt like there was a foreword or an afterword from perhaps the editors or the leaders at IDW, but there's not. And I think people look at, you know, I mean, you can look at these 6 volumes, these 43 issues, and all the associated issues with it. Was it a good story? That is the question. Don't get me wrong, there are probably moments that I liked, but did I think it was a good story overall? I'm not so sure. I haven't read the finale yet, so maybe it comes up, but I understood what they were trying to create here. And I think, is 43 issues enough to tell this story? Maybe not. Maybe not. You know, I mean, we've seen some amazing... sorry, for those who watch my channel on a regular basis, I'm a big X-Men fan. So, Astonishing X-Men, about 23 issues, an amazing run. That's all it needed. That particular story from start to finish. This is about the beginnings of a war and creating these different fractions and how they come to be. And this would have been a big idea and a long time beginning here, if that makes sense. And you know, you would think if it's going to end, it's going to end with them jumping in a spaceship and ending up, I don't know, on Earth. That's how it should end. So I feel like because they didn't get enough time, I guess because it wasn't as popular as the original IDW run, which was absolutely astonishing in my mind. It just didn't grow and it wasn't quick enough. And maybe that's perhaps why people dropped off this book. Other than that, goodbye. IDW Transformers. I was going to say phase 2, but it's not phase 2. It's New World, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, hope you like my video. If you do, please support my channel by subscribing. I really appreciate that. Make sure you look after yourself. And as always, embrace the geekiness. Take care. Goodbye.